The brave troopers of the Deep Space Vanguard have begun the fight on Valaka. Thanks to their unwavering efforts, we have successfully started taking back the planet and the Thara system. However, the battle is far from over.
Starship Troopers Extermination is an online multiplayer first-person shooter, and it's set in the sci-fi universe of the movies where the players are assuming the role of the mobile infantry. They're the protectors of the human race's militaristic space empire, and they basically have to wipe out the bug menace from planet to planet. The game is 16 players co-op. It includes horde-style game modes and interesting and novel base-building mechanics, and we have a huge number of worlds to explore, regular content updates, and a vibrant community. Hello, I'm Chaz Barker from Offworld Industries, and I'm the lead game designer working on Starship Troopers Extermination.
Hello everyone, I'm Peter Maurice. I'm the project lead for Starship Troopers Extermination here at Offworld Industries.
From my point of view, I've been a huge fan since I saw the movie back in '96. It's one of the first movies I saw twice in the theater, when I'm a kid and I don't have that much money. So I remember that vividly, and just loving every moment of it, and the tone and the sarcasm and the satire was just, I think it was genre defining. And then to have the opportunity to work on it as a professional game designer has been one of the highlights of my career. And it started off as one of the initial designers creating a mod for one of our other games, Squad, and just started loving the game into existence from this mod. And we got in contact with Sony via various channels, and it all just started happening from there. And yeah, it's been in development for a couple of years, and it's quite a small team, but as we said before, we just pour love into it and keep going.
Arachnid patrol confirmed destroyed.
Making a game within an already established movie franchise, it comes with a bunch of opportunities. Staying true to the IP is something we take very seriously, and you have to keep pouring the passion into the development to keep the quality as high as it needs to be in that case. We also want to keep the satire and tone without distracting the player too much from the gameplay. And I think we find that the players are adding that to the experience, quoting the movie and, playing little sound clips of the movie and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's been amazing seeing how the community has taken the game right from the moment it dropped into early access. And I was a part of that community. I was in playing, and I'm hopefully addicted to this game. One of the things it's doing is converting people in the community. They were intimidated by first-person shooters, but they loved the lore and the IP so much that they gave it a chance. And now they're turning into first-person shooter fans. The community is really the beacon of light for this game, and I've never seen such a positive community in my gaming experience of well over 40 years playing video games. It's just been amazing.
Troopers, reinforcements are limited, so make sure you keep everyone alive down there.
With the introduction of the engineer class especially, it's been fun seeing some of the beta testers just, stack buildings on top of each other and create their own structures and bring their own creativity to it.
As Chaz alluded to, when we introduced the engineer class, we entered as something that they would, use out in the field defending areas. But they've taken it to a whole new level, and seeing some of the structures they're building to get to places we never intended them to get to. So we are adjusting our design to make sure we allow them to find the fun around every corner instead of finding a bug. Well, if they find a bug, that's okay too, but we're going to arm them to take that bug down pretty quick.
When you're a new player joining our game, I think the best thing to do is come with friends, get into a nice big party, and, get into an assault and secure mission, the AAS mission. And then once you're ready for, say like a 40 minutes to an hour long experience with a large group of people, join in an ARC match, right? That's our flagship mode. And it's one of those, you'll never play another game like it.
Our game is very accessible. It's like that popcorn movie that comes out every summer. It doesn't win all the Oscars, but it makes you feel good while you're watching it and when you leave. For me, it's all about the fact that gunplay is very accessible. Just like in the movies, when you watch scenes from the movies, they're pouring clips of bullets into the bugs and bringing them down. You can do that in our game, but also you can take a different approach and aim for the weak points to introduce that new level of skill. So for a new player coming in, the one thing you want to learn is learn the bugs. Learn which weapons work on each bugs. All the modes are specifically introduced to offer a different type of experience, but the same type of warfare against the bugs. the great partnership we have with Sony Pictures, they've allowed us to actually introduce a lot of different things into the canon of Starship Troopers. You know, we have 5 films to work from, so some of the coolest things we've introduced is not even from the films. It's new bugs like the Inferno bug, new weapons that we've added into the game that now officially become canon. I think the thing that I am most proud of that we've been introducing into the game is the new worlds that we're introducing into the lore, like the new Planet X11. These are all new worlds to explore in the universe, and I think it's really serving the community well, serving the canon of Starship Troopers extremely well, and it's introducing new things. But of course, being able to introduce guns from the film that people have seen on the big screen has been really important for us, and even the bugs, like, you know, in introducing the warrior bug, which is, you know, predominantly the bug you see in the first movie and they're everywhere. That's been a real treat.
Yeah, when I think about what we've added from the movies, that kind of stands out in my mind is the pulse weaponry. I think it's really distinct and interesting, and it's just a great nod to the second movie that I unabashedly love. The second movie, I think it's awesome.
That second movie is a gem. Like, it gets overlooked, right? All the other 4 movies get overlooked, but they all introduce unique things into the canon, into the lore. And that second movie is kind of an interesting one because it tells a lot of different stories within it, and we're really excited to introduce things from that movie, like the E-Pulse weapon. And probably one of the most enjoyable bugs we've introduced in the game is called the Bombardier bug, and we teased the community for months about that. I actually even changed my icon in Discord to a Timbit, which is a small donut hole here in Canada, and nobody really let on that it was in reference to this small bug. And we introduced it in, and it came out, and it's something that we're super proud of that was in the third movie that we got into our game.
The base is under attack in the southern quadrant.
0.8 update is going to bring a new mechanic to the game in terms of the armor and weak point system, and it's also going to add the mysterious planet X11. The most exciting of all is a new system called Carnage, which means that dead bodies do not disappear. They will stack up and cause issues and allow bugs into places that they were not going to get to before. They're going to get in your base by climbing up their own dead bodies, and they're going to get in your way, and you're going to have to deal with it.
It really was something we always envisioned to have in the game, but I had no real idea how we would implement these bug piles and these movie moments. Early this year, I sat down with our technical art team, a tremendous group of developers who were presenting ideas that they want to work on to further enhance our game. And one of those things came up was this new system that allowed for persistent dead bodies, allowed us to be able to achieve something that we only thought was a pipe dream. They put so much of their passion, so much hard working to getting the system stable and performant, and that was the key thing. We cannot introduce anything really into our game that would impact performance because all the optimization would be for naught. I think really it's the armor and weak points. It's kind of something that is a big part of not only the .8 update that we're doing, but it's been on one of the community wish lists since we first introduced the game. Because weak points is something that if you watch the first movie, there's a scene in which Carl outlines how to bring down a bug. Like he shoot for the stem. And we really wanted to introduce that system into our game in a way that it felt meaningful.
Weak point is area on the enemy where it deals an additional amount of damage when you hit that specific area. And depending on the type of damaging you're doing and the type of weak point, it will do extra damage on top of that. So let's say that a bug has armor and your weapon doesn't have a lot of armor piercing property, you're going to struggle. It's still going to do damage, right? You're still going to be able to take the bug down eventually. It's just not going to be the most optimal way of doing it, and you may be in a world of hurt sooner rather than later unless you change strategies or grab your buddy with the saw, get him to lay down some covering fire while you retreat.
The best thing about it too is, like, if you're having trouble taking down a bug, you have 15 friends to join you, not just 3. You have 15 friends to help you take that bug down. The fact that you're really never alone in our game just makes it just makes all of our system, all of our worlds feel more lived in and alive. If you love cooperative first-person shooters in alien worlds that's fun and accessible, and you're a fan of Starship Troopers, you're going to have double the fun in our game. It is meant for you. Yeah, so I always like to tease a little something that's coming. We have a public-facing roadmap that constantly is getting updated and evolved based on development. Development's hard, and we want to make sure we're always transparent with the community. But I always like teasing. I am a big tease. I love game companies that tease the products I play and new things. So our team is currently working on what our 1.0 looks like, and I'm going to tell you right now, Galactic War, our company system, aka clans, are coming along as such two remarkable systems. We're hard at work to bring new bugs to the fight, but also new weapons and new parts of the arsenal for the Deep Space Vanguard. Starship Troopers Extermination 0.8.0 Carnage on Planet X11 is dropping later this month in June.
Each update on the war against the bug raises the stakes. No matter the odds, humanity is going to fight. And humanity is going to win.